Alright, hello. Welcome to another Lentios video. This one should have like minimal to no editing. Gonna be a pretty low quality video because first of all I haven't got anything in like 2 months, 60 days. It's been a while, but I've been doing things obviously because life must go on. And I had this crazy chess game. Like, I won this game, just for clarification. I should not have won this game at all. If you look here, I made blunders, and that was the blunder. Let's go back to back to one. All right, but yeah, this is a game between two 500 rated players, very low rated, and it was interesting. It was super interesting. So let's just get into it, okay? First move, e4. Common move, most common move in the entire game. French defense, okay, that's fine. It's going to be heavy positional. French defense is basically when he would go here, but to me, this is when I would put my thing here, or I could do this, and he takes, and we do something like that. But what happened in the game was he took his queen out, and I'm in the wrong analysis board. 1 second. Okay. So he took his queen out, and this was seen as an inaccuracy. I am winning by 1.54. All I had to do is get my knight there, because it would block the take of this, which would check my king. And in this game, I was only thinking about queen taking this pawn. Why? Since king can just take back, I don't know why I was thinking of that. I was more thinking that if queen takes, the knight can't save it, the bishop can't save it. But I don't know why I thought that. And so I played this pawn here to try and protect that pawn that was already protected. This is a massive blunder because now he just takes this. And he does take it. Great move. I'm checked. I put my knight in the way of danger. Apparently not a great move. I thought about putting my queen in for a queen trade, but I figured that would be... I was already down material, so I kind of didn't want to stay down. So I just played other things out. And he takes the rook because of it. And you know what? He would have taken the rook anyway. It's a fork. Would have had it anyway. So he does have it. And now I just continue my development because I can't take the queen. There's no move here I can do to take the queen. So I just continue my development. He keeps taking my pieces. And here, this is like mostly a continuation of development, but I also thought that I trapped him, kind of. So it was like a double. It was a double whammy. I get development and you get trapped. But yeah, it's -5 for me. He plays his pawn out to kick my bishop. I play here because I thought I was still trapping him this way. Obviously, he can't take any of these pieces, so he's just stuck in this little box here. This little these three corners here, and this is all his queen can move to. So effectively, I nullified his queen, and I thought that was good. And then I realized I trapped my bishop. But instead of letting my bishop go out, because that would mean his queen can get out, I just let it die. And I just developed my queen. And I took his pawn because if I didn't take his pawn, he would have taken it. And if he would have taken my pawn, queen can get out. So this seemed better to me. Just took the pawn, and it is hanging, but it is what it is. Make some inaccuracies. I thought I had like an attack here, if I can make one, that is. And targets my queen with his bishop, which I get out of the way of. If I did, that's not true actually. I took this pawn as it checked him, and the bishop can't take. Now he is just going to take back with the knight. So, nothing there. And I was playing for a queen trade. I was already down 11 points of material. I think that's what that's saying up there. So, you know what? I might as well just get rid of this huge thorn on my side, no matter the cost. But he disagrees. He doesn't want the queen trade, even though it'd be much better for him to trade the queens than it would be for me. So he plays bishop out, puts me in check, and I play the bishop. I play the pawn up because he can't do anything, and it's also protected by the knight and other pawns. Great move. He goes the queen. He puts the queen down. One of his 3 possible moves, and I get my queen up. I thought I was hitting the rook here, the knight, and the pawn. So also these over here. So like perfect attack, great attack. He moves the rook here, so I can't take the knight. I can just take the pawn. It's a gain, but it's a very, very small gain. And I do take it. So, it's seen as an inaccuracy, but I could have taken the bishop here, or maybe that was the better move, but it is what it is. Oh, how is this not a blunder? I didn't even see this I didn't see this in game or in the review. Yeah, but the knight can just take. So I blundered my queen. And it wasn't even seen as a blunder. It was a slight inaccuracy to blunder my queen. That's crazy. But I did get the bishop for it, so that was nice. He plays his queen here for some reason. It's got the threat to take this pawn because it's defended by the rook, and it could check the king. But this was a mouse slip. I didn't mean to castle here. Like, that was a complete accident, but it doesn't change anything, so it's fine. He goes back up here, he checks my king, and then I play knight here. It's the best move in the position. There is some fancy things here, like pawn here. Anything that takes, the knight can take, and it would also fork the bishop and the queen. So, it was a guaranteed piece, basically, no matter what. Which I didn't play because he traded bishops, and I took with the rook. And, you know, all was good and well. Now he's putting pressure on my knight, targeting that. Only one pawn can take, so if he could just sack his rook, he gets the queen in, I'm down pieces, and he checks my king. So it would be nice if he could do that. But I play pawn here, and instead of doing that, he plays his queen here. Doesn't sack the rook, doesn't sack any pieces. And he's just going to target this pawn, probably. Or this pawn. These 2 pawns, they're weak right now. So is this rook. And so I play king out here. He could take literally any of these pieces. I did not even notice he could take this rook. The king here is, the point was to defend this knight from this incoming attack. And he took the rook because it was free. It was just completely free. At this point, I'm 21 points of material down. It's a mate and 5. He has a ladder checkmate on the way. And I'm pretty much screwed here. But instead of that, I'm going to the ladder checkmate. I'm on the back rank. All he has to do is maneuver his rook around to the bottom. Just go behind the queen and then just behind the queen again, one more. But instead, he goes here. He texts me from top. He doesn't know how to checkmate people. I'm forced to move to the left. He texts me again. I'm forced to move again. And then he blunders. This is a blunder. I get my king out. And now he can't ladder checkmate me. He takes the pawn. I'm not sure why he does that. Why he did that. He doubled his pawn. He took my pawn with his pawn, is what it is, and he lost his rook. But I can take the rook. It's no longer mate. I'm just down 10 points. And he plays the knight to protect the pawn because my knight was hitting it, so I move my king up because I'm just thinking of a trade here. And he plays his pawn here. I'm checked, and I just have to move. I go back. Best move. He goes here, checks me again. I go up, doing the knight thing again. Queen comes here, and I realize it's pretty much a guarantee that this knight is gone. So I just go for his knight trade instead of trying to do pawn because, well, the king can't take because the queen's checked. So, oh wait, the king was checked, so I actually had to go there anyway. But going for the knight, and then he blunders the queen. How? Why? How do you even think that going here is a good move? Does it just look good? Did you forget that the king can take? I don't get why he played this. It's only seen as a miss, though. I'm still down 6 points, And I'm still down 18 points of material, but he blunders his queen. I take it, free. And then his knight gets in, checks me, but my pawn's just going to take because he's just blundering everything now. And his pawn takes, it is what it is, I'm losing my pieces, and then I go after this knight. Now the point of going after this knight is not so I can free up my knight back here. It's actually because I have this outside pass pawn that I had at the beginning of the game, and the knight's blocking it from progressing. So I move my king here to make his knight move, so I can get my pawn up to go promote. Insane strategy from somebody who's down 22 points of material in the game. And then he goes for a knight trade here because obviously with 5 pawns he would be just winning, which he is, plus he has a rook. And he doesn't care if he loses this piece, and I care if I lose this piece. So I took the trade because I get a free pawn out of it and he loses the knight, which is good. Plus, if he loses the knight, it's much easier for me to promote. So then he takes his rook out, and I knew what he was going to do. He was either going to perpetually check me, take my pieces, or stop the promotion. So I just keep going towards the promotion. He pushed that pawn forward. That was a terrible move. I don't know why it's saying it's good. It doesn't even help promote. I really don't understand that. So I just keep promoting my pawn, or moving from my pawn. He then goes to check my king, which does absolutely nothing. I just go to the promoting pawn, the pass pawn, the outside pass pawn, and just to protect it from when he wants to slide or anything like that. And he moves this pawn forward, which obviously he's trying to promote his pawns. So I'm going to have to take this because I don't have a means of taking it if it gets past here if I move my pawn any other way. So I take it, which I'm also attacking the rook now. Very strong, and I can just go here and stop this, and this can't go because this is here. So I'm looking pretty good. The rook goes there, that way you can take this pawn to free up his to promote, but that also frees up mine to promote because he's not attacking it, so I move forwards. And then he goes to stop my promoting pawn. So I'll just play king here and protect my pawn from the rook. And, you know, he could sack the rook and I could take it and he'd be winning and I can just try and run back over in time or something like that. It's completely possible for him to win here still. It's very likely that he should be winning. He's still almost 7 points of materials above me. But, not material, I guess just 7 points above. But he moves his king. He's trying to make it impossible for me to promote. I move my pawn up. That way if he moves this one up, I just take and it's free. Or if he moves this 2 up, it's just blocked. So everything is looking good, and I can just move this, and I can just take things. But then he checks my king. Now this isn't an awful move, because I can't... Now this is an awful move. This is actually a pretty bad move, because I can't promote. But he checks my king. I don't know why, because this does nothing for him. I move my king to the right one. That way if he does go rook here, I can just go back. We could get a stalemate here, perpetual draw, whatever moves, or perpetual checking. He could have got the stalemate right there. But instead, he went up here. I'm not sure what was going through his mind. Okay? American Goku. I don't know what was going through American Goku's mind. Or Marsuwu, which is technically American. I don't know what was going through my mind here. No, I know what was going through my mind. My mind was going just like this. Man, he's winning so much, I can't do anything to... I'm winning. I'm better. All because he didn't know how to ladder checkmate me. I'm that guy. And so I promote him pawn to a queen. Hitting this, checking this, causing this. The only thing he can do is move his rook up. That's the best move. And he does do just that. So I get out of the way, I check him because... the order of priorities is like check, attack, and defend or something like that. Also, I thought I was hitting this pawn, which I actually wasn't because this is protecting it, but I thought, you know, maybe something like this, and then I go and hit it. More like that. But yeah, is what it is. Just kept checking him. It's forced away. Move my king here because it attacks the rook. It's quite nice. It's not going to do anything, but it's better than nothing. And then he tries to go for trades because, well, he would be in the advantage if he was by 1 pawn, but he'd be in the advantage, so I just wouldn't let that happen. I'm attacking the rook here. Thought I might have been attacking pawns. Really, that's not a threat to anyone, but I am 4 points above him. And here, he checks my king, so I'm forced to move away. I make the best move here, apparently, without thinking about it. This does attack the rook and makes it run away somewhere else, which he puts over here. I think this is like his only safe square on that entire horizontal file to put his rook, so it's an inaccuracy, but it's not terrible. And then I move my queen here. Now this says it's an inaccuracy, because there are probably just a lot of stalemating chances or stuff like that. But, you know, this was the cornucopia of the game. I don't know what that means, to be honest. This was just the genius tactic. This was the best move of the entire game. This queen right here. Because if you move here, it's fine, but I can still keep checking you. And, you know, he knows that. It's just going to be a draw, or I'm just going to keep aggressing on him. So this move here deflects the rook in front of the king. Huge blunder. His only blunder the whole game. And look at that. It's mate in 1 for me, who was down 22 points of material near to the beginning of the game. And I go here. Checkmate. The king can't move. The king can't go anywhere. My king's blocking the sides, my queen's blocking the sides, and the rook can't save the king. The rook can't save the king. Man down. The king is dead. We have no more kings. Now we're just left with Napoleon. But the king is dead. The monarch is dead. My monarchs have survived. Call me Britain. We did it. We beat someone who I blundered the entire game against. How did I do that? I did that because he doesn't know how to checkmate somebody. He had ladder mate and he missed it. And I had no mate. I never had a mate. Look at this. 2 moves before my mate. It didn't even say I had a mate. Stockfish says I don't even have a mate. And somehow I got it to say I have mate in 1 move. And it's just checkmate. Ain't that amazing? I thought that was cool. And, you know, this is just something to hold over my channel for now, I guess. It's pretty low quality, but, you know, I hope you like it. It was interesting. It was good. And, Advita Sin.